Yo, welcome back to Ivory's Soapbox. I'm Ivory, and I'm currently on my soapbox. Thank you for being here with us. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. All right, so diving in, not going to hold you for too long. However, I do want to talk about a couple things. A current event that occurred in Gaston County within the last week, and also just a day in the life of me being an involved father. So that part would be like dad life. So let's dive right in. So as a dad, I have 3 children, a beautiful wife, and we reside in North Carolina, Gaston County in Mount Holly. And usually I start out with my day getting the kids, not necessarily me getting them ready for school. Thankfully, my wife, she does that part of it. But I do take the kids probably 98% of the time to school. So my son, he's in preschool, and my daughter, who's in first grade, I drop both of them off at school, different schools, and then most times I go pick them back up. So that's into my schedule. I schedule everything usually if I can, if it'll allow, before or after that, to where I leave those slots open so I could help out, because my wife, she takes care of the baby at home, which he'll be 2 in July. And so complete handful. And so I try to help out as much as possible, being a very involved dad. I have an amazing father who was there for me day in, day out, growing up, coaching my teams at majority of my games if work allowed. There for me every day, teaching me life lessons that I still remember and take with me to this day that I instill in my children. Him and my mother have been together almost it'd be 40 years this year married, more than that together. So I've had a phenomenal father to look up to learn from. But being a millennial father, the statistic states that we're with our children 43% more than our dads were with us. And that's an insane stat to look at. The world's changing. It's completely evolved when it comes to that and father and parenthood, but also working remotely as well. I work a lot of times from home. So changing diapers, feeding, doing naps, things like that come second nature to me. Like, I'm always involved doing things like that as much as possible, of course, but still, I have a full-time job that I do, but I still try to help my wife out as much as possible, of course, because it's a whole lot of work. And if you're a millennial dad, being a father is hard regardless. But when you're, regardless of when you're born, but being a millennial dad is super tough for sure. And the other statistic that I saw, it also talked about millennials fathers. I think it was like only 3% said that they changed a diaper. And so now it's up to 43% saying they have changed a diaper. And 43 keeps popping up as a golden number or something. But that's so crazy, because I definitely changed my fair share of diapers without a doubt. I couldn't imagine getting away with not changing any diapers. I think my wife would look at me crazy, even more than she does right now, if I didn't change a diaper. Don't get me wrong, though. I am a dad to where I will hand the baby off sometimes if it's something crazy in there. But I definitely change poop diapers. That's without a doubt. But sometimes it's a little crazy because, they always say that dads, we use like 30 wipes per diaper change, especially when it's a poop diaper. But in the wife, we use like 2, if that. I can only flip so many times before. Yeah, I'm not getting it on my hands if I can help it. But just being so involved. So I try to plan like all my meetings and all my work in between the time after drop off and then after pickup as well. If it works out that way. My wife, she can definitely hold it down if she has to, but I try to take that off her plate as much as possible because dealing with a baby and also having two older kids is really tough. And shout out to moms out there who are involved. It's not even shout out all moms because all moms ain't all that. It's those moms that are in the trenches with them kids every single day dealing with the nonsense. So shout out y'all and shout out to the dads that are involved in their children's lives because it ain't easy. Like life is beautiful, but it gets harder every single day, especially when you got kids pulling you each and every single different direction. It's like sometimes I'm like, I wish we would have just had triplets whenever Penelope was born. Everybody would be 7 years old in the first grade and be able to escape for 7 hours maybe during the day while they're at school. God didn't have that in our plan, but it's an absolute blessing to be able to see them grow up and different personalities that they have. It's awesome. And I'm thankful to be in the position that I am to be able to pick them up, be at home during the times that they're home. Cause I know for a fact that I see my kids too much, way too much. I work from home. Like I stated before, my office is in the basement and when I'm trying to get work done or something and I hear them going crazy, throwing a tantrum or something upstairs with my wife, of course, I know I have to keep my head down, stay focused, get the job done. But man, sometimes I have to go up there and regulate. Regulators. Sorry, had to. You know how it is. If you hear something going on, you as a parent, you could only stand by so much and let so much happen because I'm not going to let my wife struggle like that much. Believe me, I definitely will. And I'll text her or I'll try to hold off because sometimes when I go up there, I don't make things better. Like it's either I'm going to regulate, try to shut it down real quick because I ain't got the patience, I ain't got the time today, or I'll just go ahead and let her handle it and I'll stay where I'm at because sometimes she tells me that, like, you're not helping any. I'm just like, I know. But thank you for letting me know that. But I'm trying. I'm trying. But yeah, so that's how my day goes. It's not specifically a day in the life of me because real estate's 24/8. Shout out Kobe. It's always happening, always going on. So I'm either on my cell phone, my MacBook all the time doing something. And it's really no time to, okay, I need to turn it off. And yes, I do. Believe me, I'll set it to the side after certain times and things of that nature, but it's going. And when you got to strike when the iron's hot, especially in real estate, because there's hot and cold markets and time of the year. And my wife, she gets that. But at the same time, a lot of times it doesn't look like I'm working if I'm on my cell phone. Like marketing is a huge part of real estate. Selling yourself is a big part of being able to show you who you are to people to continue to try to build that trust for them to want to work with you. So even posting on social media, it doesn't seem like work to a lot of people. And me, social media is a huge part of my business and I have to do it and I have to stay on top of it. Yeah, I might be on my phone a little bit more than I should be, but at the same time, it probably looks that way that I'm on my phone more than I should be because it's in addition to me being on the phone, the required amount of time that I have to be. So I understand what she's saying, but at the same time, sometimes it doesn't look like work. Even networking events, like me going to golf with a potential client, a past client, a lender, somebody, like it going to grab coffee, doing like an open house, social media day, things like that. Sometimes they don't turn into business that particular day, but also in real estate, you have to do it today because it could turn into something later on. And that's the beautiful part about it. But it also makes the job really hard because most days you're working for free in hopes to get business. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's a part of it. But at the same time, you have to stay consistent when it comes to things like that. But I thoroughly enjoy it. She's starting to get it a little bit more where she's, okay, I get it that it is business and I don't take advantage of it. I know that she needs her time as well, even though she's a stay-at-home mom. I know that she needs her time, alone time, girlfriend time, going out, shopping time, whatever she needs to decompress. Because being a stay-at-home mom, seeing it firsthand now, it's literally the hardest job that I've ever witnessed. And like I say that with confidence, it is ridiculously hard from keeping up with laundry, with we have 5 people in our family, the dishes, something is always having to be done. And I help out a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't help out as much as I could, but I do so much outside of the home chores that a lot of times I don't got it in me and my thing is also I try to distract the kids while she gets to do something. And also that's hard because then my phone will ring because like I said, real estate's 24/8. I gotta work, but we make it happen. We make it work. It's one of the most difficult seasons in our lives right now. And we understand that. It doesn't make it any easier, but we do understand that and we're there for each other. And it's hard. We bump heads, we do, but more weeks are better than they're not. And so just being partners with each other and knowing it's a team, it's teamwork and we have to help each other out. Like whenever I have to do something, she gets it. She understands whenever she needs to do something, try to get some stuff done around the house. Cause I don't have clean drawers if I don't help her out. And so it's teamwork. Like being a married couple with 3 small kids, you have to work with each other. Cause if not, that divorce rate, it's just going to happen immediately. And divorce, that's not the only reason, but kids is a big part of why people get divorced. And we just have to know that we were together. The reason we have a family is because we were together first. And we have to make sure we maintain that strong relationship, partnership within each other. Because if not, it'll definitely fail. And you have to really try. It's not just going to happen. It's not. You really have to put forth the effort or it's going to fail. Just like anything else, of course, but this is harder. Being in a marriage with 3 small kids, and of course, I'm not comparing it to anything. It's in its own league. But you really do have to work with each other, look out for each other's interest, and let the other one get a break. And one of my outlets, my favorite outlet is golf. I'm at peace out there. And I know there was time where people like, oh, my wife was talking to her girls or something and be like, oh, you already saw your boys. Like y'all played golf together yesterday. I'm just like, yeah, but we didn't get to catch up. We literally just talked about golf right there that day, what was happening, like the good shots, the bad shots, just talking through that. We really don't get to catch up on the golf course. And you honestly don't understand that unless you play golf because you're more focused on the task at hand rather than, oh man, how's your wife doing? What y'all been up to type thing. Yeah, that might happen like 2% of the time. But outside of that, me personally and my guys that I play with often, we're thinking about the next shot. We're thinking about what club we're going to use, being strategic. Doggone it, we just had this horrible blow up hole. Like, how do I move past that? And just things like that. So we're not necessarily thinking and talking about our day to day. And so whenever we want to go out somewhere and hang out, my close friend group, go to Webb or something and we like chill out, hang out, that's when we catch up over drinks and good food. That's our thing. And that's rare. Like we do that probably about once every 2 to 3 months. And these are guy friends from middle school and high school. And it's an absolute blessing. Like, you don't see that often. There's so many people that tell me that as well. Like, you don't see people like as tight as my friend group. And so we also golf together and hang out all the time. We have a golf trip planned in April. It's a tradition now to go during Masters weekend. And it's such a great time. We get like basically 3 nights together of hanging out, just bonding, reminiscing, eating, drinking, playing golf, just having a good time, relax, no stressing. We miss our families, of course, and 3 nights is perfect to be able to go out, do your thing, hang out with the guys, catch up, and then come back home and feel refreshed. That refresher right there it doesn't get any better than that. You come back as a better dad, as a better husband, as a better person, I feel like. Maybe that Monday, not the Sunday when you get back in town. But it's an amazing time with those guys. They're literally my brothers, and getting out there on the golf course, being able to have that time away from just the world is great. Most times I don't answer the phone on the golf course if it's like during my like Sunday round. Like Monday through Saturday, I'm answering the phone. Sunday, I'll call you right back on the turn or something. Or if it's an important phone call, like immediately I'll call back. But most times I'm just like, if the attorney's office is closed, what can I actually get done out there while I'm doing that? So usually I'll shoot my clients a text message or something and say, hey, I'll hit you back right after this. I'm golfing. Most of my clients know that I do golf, and people understand it because they're just trying to hit me up. They don't know what's going on or what I'm doing, and they get it. And so people know that I get back to them immediately. So if you hit me up, unless I don't see it, like a Facebook message because I don't get notifications, they know I'll get right back to them. And communication from me to you has never been an issue, and even on the golf course. But that right there is everything to me, to be able to get out and become and be a better person, because I get that relaxation out there on the golf course. Speaking of trips, this is a different type of trip. Instead of a golf trip, this is a power trip. So recently, if you're in Gaston County and pay attention to anything political, Gastonia mayor went a little wild at the Gastonia City Council meeting the other day. And so the clip is on social media, of course. And like I said, I'm on City Council in Mount Holly, and I'm not trying to Monday morning quarterback anything, of course, because tensions are high. You're trying to do what's best for the citizens of your town. Absolutely. Everybody has so much going on, and it's not a full-time job. However, you can't have a power trip. And this, to me, what I saw was nasty. It never should have happened. And I don't know why it did, because I don't know him like that. But the council person that he was talking to and mentioning to get them taken out of the meeting did not do anything wrong at all. She was trying to hold him accountable. And that's what we all need. Yeah, sometimes as council members, we don't agree with each other. A lot of times, not majority of the time, because we're usually on the same page. But a lot of times you're in disagreement with people, and you just can't spaz out on somebody and try to have them removed from the city council meeting. That was ridiculous and disgusting to try to treat someone like that was being respectful in a political way. Uncalled for. It's not unheard of, because That's been happening for years, but now you have social media and cameras and audio and video to be able to capture that and people to hold you accountable even more than she was trying to. And to also put the officers and the sheriffs in an awkward spot to say, you remove her now. I'm just like, what? No. Who are you? No, not at all. That's not how this works, my man. You just have to do better. I get it. Like I said, people, we all have stuff going on in our lives that keep us busy. I don't know. Like I just told you, I have a wife, 3 kids. I'm a full-time realtor. I'm on city council. I have a lot going on. But at the same time, I'm not going to use things as an excuse because I'm unprepared for something like that. Whenever the people who voted me in need me to be held accountable to continue to do what's best for the city. Got to do better. That was a complete power trip. I know I've witnessed people in council meetings go back and forth, get upset on both sides. Absolutely. I get it. This is a passionate thing that we're involved in. We wouldn't give up our time, family time, to do this if we weren't passionate about it. But you got to do better. We got to do better. But at the same time, that's ridiculous. And like I stated, I'm not trying to Monday morning quarterback because we have to show grace. We have to because everybody's going through something. Everybody's fighting a battle that people don't know about. But at the same time, don't do that. Don't try to play a victim after being unprepared. Whenever you're in the position you're in, the biggest city in Gaston County, you need to represent and hold yourself accountable. And I hope you do better. Transitioning, 1923 came back on. The origin story, one of the origin stories for Yellowstone. And it's my favorite of the Yellowstone series. And Spencer is that dude. If you've watched the show, season 1 was like 2 years ago, and they just now got season 2 out, but it's not completely out. Season 2, episode 1 just came out yesterday, Sunday the 24th. No, Sunday the 23rd, excuse me. Also, Suits LA is on. It just came on. The first episode, I think, was also yesterday, Sunday the 23rd. And if you are like me and you love Harvey Specter, the original Suits, this one, it looks fairly good. It, of course, starts out slow. It can't go all the way in whenever it gets started, of course. But at the same time, I did see some things that had some flashbacks and foreshadowing, things of that nature that are going to make the show, I think, really good. And I think it'll be good within the first, probably, I'd say 3 to 4 episodes. Because the first episode was really good, but it's not going to keep you. I think it's going to take 3 to 4 episodes before it really says, okay, I can't wait for the next episode to come on. So Suits LA, 1923. Also, can't forget about my show, Reacher. Reacher just came on, 3rd season, February 20th. They dropped, this is how I like shows to do it. Reacher did it, they do it right. They dropped 3 episodes. So you can binge 3 episodes, get you hyped for what's to come after that. They usually have 10 episodes. So they dropped 3, you could binge those, and then you have to stay and watch weekly whenever it drops, one each week. And it started off really good. That's why I'm saying like that 3 episodes, that sweet spot. But Reacher's already got my heart. I'm going to watch regardless. But Suits LA hasn't yet. So waiting on that 3rd or 4th episode. But Reacher has popped off with 3 episodes. And I'm sure it's going to be like 1 episode a week after that. And I think those might come out on Thursdays or Fridays. But that's pretty much it. All I have tonight. Super excited to get on here, Ivory Soapbox again. I love doing this. It's really cool. My perspective on things. Hate it or love it, like it or not, I get it. But it's also my opinion. And I appreciate you guys for listening. Episode 4, titled Power Trip. See you next time.